Okay, hi guys. Let me put on our intro and then tell you what is going on tonight. So we're doing a podcast. One of the things that a while ago, I don't even know, maybe 2 years ago, I made a chat with Krista, Sean, I believe Josh too, maybe Will. I think you were in it, Will. And we talked about this idea of having a page that did podcasts, that talked about played video games, that did maybe book reviews, and slowly we've been getting to the point of doing that project. So tonight is our first podcast, and one of the things that we all met through roleplay, we all met through a group of people who roleplayed Once Upon a Time. So we thought it would be fitting for our first podcast to be about Once Upon a Time. So this is our, what are all of our pages about, and we'll be adding in more stuff. Okay, so that's obviously I'm going to add more stuff in it as we go. That's kind of the opening to the channel, and it shows like some of the writing stuff that we're going to do, some of the games. But of course, this is our first podcast, so we haven't really put in much about the podcast yet. We have a group, and I'm going to put the link in our chat, and it is called Role Players, Writers, Artists, and Friends United. Now I'm going to change the name. I changed the name a little bit ago, and I didn't really like the name, but apparently on Facebook you can only change the name every 30 days. So, but I think it should be like United, and then Role Players, United should be the first part of it. But I'm going to put the link in the chat. Go out and sorry. Hey Victor, I'll put the link in the chat. This is we'll be putting polls up. Hey, what do you want us to talk about in our podcast? But this one is going to be about Once Upon a Time. So, like I said, we originally came up with this idea of having the wrestling. Sean wanted the wrestling IA league. I wanted to do writing sprints and book reviews, and I started the book reviews, but I haven't gotten. I have started the writing sprints, but I haven't gotten to book reviews yet. And one of the things I would like to do is interview some indie writers. And we have a couple of friends who are indie writers, and we thought it'd be cool if we all did something collaborative. So we're still working on that. And Will loves reading and TV shows and movies and comics, and yep. Krista loves like TV shows and books, and we all have a book club together, which we should share this link in our book club. Wrestling. And we thought that, and wrestling, we all like wrestling. So we thought we could have a really cool podcast. And so every other week we're going to be doing CEW, which is our Creed Elite Wrestling League. And then on the off weeks, we're going to see how podcasts go. And if you really like them and you have ideas for us to do more, come in, let us know. And I'm going to try to pick a night when someone is not doing a wrestling show, because I don't want to go over someone's wrestling show, that we could play games. Like I figured out how to get music, so I'm hoping I could do different games. I figured out how to hook up my Switch so we can play some Zelda games, and we'll see what happens. So this is the Saw video I put together for Once Upon a Time. I hope you enjoy it, and then we're going to get into talking and chatting. Let me see. Sorry. Okay, so I tried to get as many characters in the show as I could. I don't know if I got everybody, but you know, I didn't want it to be just all the main characters. So about a week, maybe about a month ago, I said I wanted to do a podcast about Once Upon a Time, and I asked some people for some feedback, like what they want to talk about. So we have a list of questions that we can ask, but I wanted to hear from, you know, Will and Krista. I was almost going to call you Catherine. To see, you know, what you think. So let's give your overall, like, so Will, what do you think? Like, what do you like about it? What did you not like about it? Why did you watch it? Why did you join the roleplay group and start roleplaying with us? Thank you, Anya.
Okay, I liked Once Upon a Time, and I got into it from my mom, who was watching it on Netflix. And I watched it, and I kind of actually enjoyed it. And actually, there's nothing that I don't like about it, except for when they killed Neil. That's the only one thing I hate back then. I've always wanted to do a what? Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. Actually made me cry. First of all, almost. Now, why I joined roleplay? Well, this is before I knew about RP, and once I was an RPer for like, I got into the beginning of it for like a few years ago, and when I met Nancy and Krista and all the rest,
6 years ago,
I got into it. But well, it was 5 years. Well, it was like 5 or 6 years ago before I got into it more with you guys. And I really liked it. It's really, really great. And now I'm playing like good characters like Neil and Rumple. Those are basically the only characters that I like in once. Now, Krista, give it a go.
Catherine!
Oh gosh. When I first started watching, I didn't know much about the show. My sister had watched it, and I'm like, "What is this, Cassie?" And she said what it was, and started getting into it. It's just, I've learned, don't fall in love with certain characters. Like, for example, because I liked Robin, the male Robin, when they first introduced him.
And they changed
and stuff, and then they changed him, and then by the time they killed him, it was just, I was heartbroken right there.
Oh yeah,
like I was devastated. I started role playing about, it will be actually 6 years in November.
6 years, yeah.
Yeah, because that's how I met you, Nancy, because I had I technically joined 2 Once Upon a Time groups at that point, and mind you, I had been in the first one, like for a month, and I didn't even know what I was doing.
Oh,
Didn't know how to pick a character.
That when like there was a group that like completely folded, and then we made a new one. I don't remember like it was a long time ago.
I think it was like called Storybrooke or something.
Mm-hmm.
The group.
Oh no.
Like I just randomly clicked join a group, and after I joined Enchanted and started picking characters, my first character was Tiana. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, because and we didn't know how. And Jackie was there, and Jackie picked up someone to role play with you, and I assumed you guys knew each other.
Yeah, we didn't know each other until a month into me role playing.
I'm just tagging people who I know like the show, so don't worry about me.
Like I started getting to know each other. Then I developed the character Alice from Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, who I role played with Nathan with that. Holy moly!
Oh, I tagged Nathan. Wait. Okay, I tagged Nathan. And
you might want to. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you have him on your friends list, Vincent.
Yes, I miss him so much.
I'm still friends with him on Facebook. I haven't talked to him in like years.
Vincent.
Yeah.
I can't.
I can't tag. Unfortunately, no, I can't tag.
I am friends with him. I don't know why I can't tag him, but it's Facebook.
Yeah. Like, and then now I'm role playing an OC that's Morel's sister. I'm role playing a different version of Tinkerbell. I'm role playing Grace being more expanded.
I'm role playing an OC of mine.
You've always been playing the OC of yours, though. Like the OC started like right away.
Yeah, I still need to put. I'm still waiting for Minnie to go to college. While I know. That's why I'm being patient. And
okay, so I can
how to explain that
once. So it's this is a podcast about Once Upon a Time, and if you haven't seen the show, it's basically they were cursed in their enchanted forest world, and they went to modern times, and it's kind of like in the beginning they didn't know who they were, and then the spell broke, and so it's like Snow White in like a modern world, and they had brought a lot of different characters, and so it's just like Jeffrey says, fairy tale characters in the real world, and then it's kind of like alternate versions of them, because now the stories don't always follow with what you thought. So when I got into it, I was homesick. I had pink eye, and I couldn't, like, my eyes hurt, but it was like a pressure thing. So I was just laying in bed, and I had nothing to do. And I don't know why I decided to watch something on my tablet because my eyes hurt. But I started watching. I was just like fooling around the internet, and I watched Lost, and I loved Emily. I don't know her house or her last name, but she played Belle. So I was like, oh, I love Belle. That's awesome. So I started watching it, and I was only watching the Belle and Rumple parts, like, because they were already in their fourth season or third season. I don't know which season they were in, but they didn't have they didn't have all the seasons out on Netflix or anything. So I watched whatever was free, and I watched Skin Deep, and that's the one where Rumple and Belle. And so then I started going online, and I joined a couple of like groups, and I believe there was a group called the Hearts of the Truest Believer. And for those of you who don't know, if you haven't seen it, like Henry, one of the characters in the show, is supposed to have the heart of a truest believer, because he was the one that believed that everyone was a storybook character. And somebody in the group said, I want to have a game like Once Upon a Time, like a Dungeons and Dragons type game. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And it kind of developed into roleplay. I didn't actually know what this kind of roleplay was like, but I started watching it, and then I started watching more and interacting more with people, and we made a group, and we didn't know what we were doing at first, and that group collapsed because I didn't make it. Somebody else made it, and they decided that I really don't know. They wanted something to happen to their characters, and the other person playing that person didn't agree, so they had a fit and left. So we made our own group, and I think that's where Krista and Will joined in, and that's kind of how I met everybody. For me, it kind of got me just like excited and like being creative. And it wasn't really the show, it was more the roleplay aspect that I was able to take a character and make them into anything that I want. And the idea of an OC, like creating an original character that is different than anybody else in the show, I thought that was really cool too. And so it kind of inspired me to write. I don't know if the show did that or if roleplay did that. Okay, Anya says, I've been role-playing for a long time, but started once roleplay just after the show started. I started in one of Danny's groups. Cool. Yeah, I didn't even watch the show when it first started, but it's the first thing I ever role-played like this. So I'm going to read through some of the comments, and then a bunch of people gave me a bunch of questions, and if there are some people that wanted to join, and if they, come along, I know some people have some Once Upon a Time projects and groups that they wanted to talk about. Okay. So Jeffrey says, I started out of order. I started with season 3 and then went back and binged on 1 and 2. And Anya says she thinks that they should have left off at season 6, which I agree because I didn't like season 7.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's right.
7. Yeah.
I loved season 7. I mean...
Well, we can get into that. We'll ask that question,
We'll wait for that.
All right. So I asked a bunch of questions in chat, and one of the questions was, what did you think about season 7? So, Will, what did you think about season 7?
First of all, I liked season 7 as a whole. I had no problems with it whatsoever. Even if it was a complete rewrite or a reboot or whatever it's called, I still enjoyed it. I mean, we get these cool new characters. Well, some of the ones we know in the regular seasons, but like different variations, like Rapunzel being Madame Tremaine, and that's her, yes, and Alice being a product from Nook or Bushrealm Hook, and Madame and Mother Gothel. But I do love that they gave it a happy ending, which I am so okay with it. I mean, merging the realms, I'm going like, heck yeah! I mean, and then it's also cool to have Snow and Charming back, including Emma as well in the end. Oh, and Zelina. And Zelina, here's what I'm saying about Zelina. I did not like her when she first appeared, but when she started growing her character more, being that loving, sort of like loving her sister to Regina, I started to get much more respectful for her, and she's now my favorite. She had good character growth as well. Anyway, Krista, what do you think about season 7?
Honestly, I've always been on the fence about it because of the whole being used to all the original characters and everything, and just seeing Henry grown up.
Oh yeah,
threw me off so badly. It was okay, what on earth is this?
And to think, Henry has a daughter named Lucy.
Yeah.
Which
that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. I can imagine your OC's character, Nancy, watching Henry holding baby Lucy, naming her, and it would give her like a tear in her eye with a smile on her face. I would.
Maybe, depending on what part of her life she was in.
Yeah, I know.
I really didn't like season 7 because I felt like I kind of felt like it was they should have just done a complete reboot. It shouldn't have been like have some characters and have others, and I just felt like they had already had Cinderella and then they threw in a different Cinderella, and I was like, we already had Cinderella. This doesn't make any sense, and it's hard to like. It was just hard for me to get into it, and then they killed Belle, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah, I know that was one of the saddest parts.
Like they took out some of my favorite characters, put in some people that we didn't know anything about, and they wanted us to like care about them. But I mean, yeah, the name Lucy was cool. So way back before they figured out who Rumple's mom was, we were in a roleplay group.
Oh yeah.
I made a vampire, and then we were like, "What if she's Rumple's mom?" And we're like, "What if she's a black fairy?" And so we made her named Lucy after Lucy from Dracula, and she was the black fairy because she was cursed to be a vampire, and so it was kind of cool. And then she married Hades, and she went to the underworld, and she was the queen of the underworld. So we thought it was really cool that they went to the underworld. But so it was weird when they had the baby named Lucy. We thought that was cool. I thought that was cool, but I just wasn't impressed with how it went. And then they just dropped Violet like she was nothing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nathan says, I'm on the fence regarding season 7. Hey, Nathan.
Hi, Nathan. What's up, buddy?
Nathan!
Yeah, I just don't like season 7. I think they should, I'm with Jeff. They should have stopped at that, the Last Supper scene, which I think that was kind of cool.
Jeff, hi. What the
Aaron's talking about role-playing. He says, I've been role-playing myself for a long time, mostly online in games, so sadly never did Once Upon a Time role-play. Kind of left role-play once the game I was on shut down, but I went back to role-play with you guys. So, yeah, it's on Disney Plus now. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore.
What?
My mother,
because it's Disney.
My mother started watching Once in Wonderland. She said it's okay. She's watching all of it. I mean, and speaking of Once in Wonderland, I loved it. I liked it.
I liked it too.
I liked it. I
liked it, but then I didn't like that they had. Then it was. I felt like it was supposed to be not a spin-off, but just this is another realm we're going to look into more. But then the characters didn't correlate with Once Upon a Time, and it didn't make sense.
Go ahead. I also liked that they had. This is one of my favorite characters. I like Alice and Cyrus, which I do love. They reminded me so much of Snow and Charming's love story, that first meeting and such. And also I like Will. Well, my name's William or Will.
Fun, yeah.
But God, that guy freaking steal the show from me, man.
He did, and then they put him in Once Upon a Time, and they didn't know what to do with him. And he's so awesome. He should have been with Anastasia, and then he got
his butt kicked by Hook.
Jeff says, funny story about me finding out about Rumple's father was Pan. I watched where they revealed Pan as his father. Then I said something at work, and apparently they hadn't gotten that far, and they got mad at me.
Who said this?
Jeffrey.
Oh.
So yeah, I really liked Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. I love that character of Alice. Her big thing was she had these wishes, and and you weren't supposed to. You could only use 3 wishes, and if she used all the wishes, then Cyrus, who was the genie, would become Jafar's genie. So she had to be creative and think, so she can use the wishes.
Because the wishes are basically put like the 3 laws of magic. basically put.
Yeah.
You gotta think before you wish it. Now, I also like the villain. I like how they made Jafar as the main villain, but Anastasia, the Red Queen, she was like a mini boss, but then they decided to redeem her more quickly, which I kind of like. How that there's still good in her, and that she still loves Will.
We are talking about Will Scarlet.
Oh, Will Scarlet, yeah.
I really liked him.
Especially when he was a part of the Merry Men, and I'm glad that they got Sean Maguire as Robin Hood and his married men all there. And it shows more of a backstory.
That's the thing. They had a lot of people from Once Upon a Time in the show.
Yeah, they had Granny, they had Leroy.
They used Cora. They used
yes.
So I liked it. And Nathan, I love when you guys when you and Krista role-played Alice and Cyrus.
I love when I role-play. I mean, I like...
You played Will Scarlet, didn't you?
Nathan, Was I?
Did you play Will Scarlet at one point?
One time, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Back in Enchanted, yeah. Nathan, man, if you're listening, I would love for you to come.
He's listening.
If you're listening, I would love for you and Krista to be Alice and Cyrus again in Freedom or in Imaginative, so we can all roleplay together. And God, he wants to be Uncle Will again with. I want to be Uncle Will again with their kids.
That was Morelli. Was Aunt Morelli?
Oh yeah, that's right. And Uncle Neil, yeah.
Yeah.
I play Neil now.
We've been talking about OCs a lot, and I'm realizing that a lot of people don't know who our OCs are because we've been using them as examples. So, yeah. Will, why don't you tell us about your OC, Will?
Okay, first, Will Matthews is basically myself, but with a last name different. His name is William Matthews. He is not an author, because I do not have that. Well, he does have the talent for it, but not the imagination.
Who?
Well,
Will?
not how.
Will's a writer.
Well, he does have he is a writer. He has He has the imagination. He has the passion, but he does not. But he's not worthy to be the author. You know,
the author. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what you were.
But here's the thing. He is a writer of fiction, historical fiction, maybe possibly different others. He is now in Freedom. He is now the sheriff of Willowbrook. What it is that
the name from Storybrooke to Willowbrook because it's a crossover, and we wanted to make it completely our own. So we have so it's Willowbrook.
Yes, and
but a lot of other roleplay groups still use.
Okay, so anyway, back to Will. He is friends with Mar and Neil. He is at first he was a godfather to their children, but now that he's married to Neil's sister, who is half sister.
She's a half sister. She's Rumpel and Cora's daughter. She's an OC though.
Yes, named Minerva, but everyone calls her Minnie. But I think her father would Rumpel will only call her Minerva, not Minnie. So anyway, she's married to Minnie. They have a house. They have 2 children and one little one on the way in Freedom. But in Imaginative, they are young in college. They will meet in college to be maybe friends at first, and then starting to fall in love closely and everything. So basically put, now Minnie, talk to us about Minnie.
I wanted to talk about Morelli first because you remember.
Talk about Morelli, then go forward.
Morelli isn't really an OC, but I changed her around so much. So in the show, Neil, when he was little, he had a friend named Bellfire. He was called Bellfire, and he had a friend named Moraine. And so what I did is I just aged her up and gave her a cursed name and made her a fairy. So I had her I said that she was hiding in his village pretending to not be a fairy. Hey, Kyle, welcome in. And then And so that's who she is.
Kyle.
And now she's married to Neil in in one group she's no longer married to Neil because the person who played Neil left, and they started the group with us, so we didn't feel like having somebody else take over the role, so we role played what happened. So she's actually dating Archie right now. But that's Morelli. Now Minnie is Cora and Rumpel's daughter, and we have two different roleplay groups, but basically that's who she is, and she ended up marrying her brother's best friend. Hey, Kelly. And we were actually talking about because you played Will and she played Anastasia.
Oh,
Wasn't Kelly playing Anastasia with you? Yeah.
I cannot remember.
I can't remember. Okay, so those are our OCs, and the OC part is really cool.
Yeah, you can do whatever the heck you want with it. Just keep your character integrity.
And I'm not saying hi to people because on the streaming system I have, you can't see who comes on unless they say hi, and so I have to look and see so I don't miss people that come on, and if someone comes on, that I miss them. So okay, yeah. So if you came on before and I missed you, I'm sorry. So it seems like Brandon's on. So hey, Brandon, I'm sorry I missed you. I missed role playing with you too.
Brandon, buddy.
So one of the other questions that I have a bunch, but somebody said, why did everyone think Blue was up to something? Like even in role play, we always turn to make Blue a villain. But why did everyone think she was up to something?
My character back in the day.
Think she was up to something?
I don't know, but my character back in the day, my OC, never liked Blue's rule of no attachment. Fairies have no attachments. I mean, it's like the same as freaking Star Wars when freaking Jedis cannot get married or have kids or have personal possessions, like a statue or something that reminded them of home or whatever.
Yeah. Hold on. I lost where I was on my streaming. I'm sorry. Okay, so Anya says it's because she had that way about her, and Jeffrey says she was like Rumple and she's always controlling. And then Nathan says I think it was the actress who played her. I'm not sure.
I like the actress
so
who played
mysterious. There was one time when Regina was talking about her happy ending, and she gasped. And I mean that's another thing about I think people forget in our world, Regina would not be able to live because she a mass murderer, and I mean I don't know about her redemption story, but that's another question we can go to later.
There's fun fact, everyone.
She did. She shared green.
Fun fact, everyone. I share the exact same birthday as the actress that played Regina and the Evil Queen. The exact same birthday. It's freaking cool. Oh my god! I remember another RPer. Well, she doesn't RP anymore. I forgot what her name. Zoya.
Yeah, Zoya. I don't know if she RPs or not anymore. I haven't seen her.
I don't think
she's
she
in
RPs
college,
anymore.
So she might not have a lot of.
Yeah, I know.
She might not not have that much time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Doing a couple little admin things. I'm sorry in the chat and all. I'm not gonna get down to the questions. So we talked about Blue, right? And but somebody else asked the question, what happened to Tinkerbell? What happened to Nova? And her Medusa was awesome because she took a character that wasn't in the show and made it her own and did her own stuff with her. Yeah, I didn't like that either, Anya, because it was they made her she had it's kind of what they did with. I feel like they did that with a lot of characters. Like they made. It's like if you were a villain, you had like to be gone, or you had to redo everything.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, she did. I wanted an origin story for her too. Like, how did she become all over all the fairies? And I know that in roleplay we did that. Like, we created more of a background for her and why she was so like not spacey, but mysterious.
Mm-hmm. To me, I think if Disney ever wants to make spin-offs for Once Upon a Time, I would love to see spin-offs for, get this, yes, for Blue and how she became the leader of the fairies, but also I would like to see like a spin-off for Rumpelstiltskin and a spin-off for Regina and Zelina.
Let me see. I wish they would have done more with working the relationship with Pan and Buck. I was looking for something. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I think a lot of the things that I had a problem with this show is because there are characters they developed and then they forgot about them. Like they forgot about Nova, they forgot about Tinkerbell or Green. They forgot.
They were supposed to reveal. They were supposed to reveal who the father was of Mel's kid.
They did at the very end of the show. The very end. I don't remember.
Really? I did not watch. I did not.
It was the last episode of season 7. They just threw it in, but it was.
I think they said something like Merlin as a dragon.
Yeah, it was something like that. But it was like that. They threw away characters like Archie, one of my favorite characters, and they developed him so much in season 1. Like everybody had their own character development, and then they completely forgot about them. Yeah. So like, what happened to Tinkerbell and Nova? Right.
Yeah.
And like, it would have been.
Like they kept Leroy as miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot. In season 1, every character had a backstory, and then they put them to the back burner for like 6 main characters, and it was like, but I want to know, like, you know, like Archie had such a horrible backstory, and then nothing was done with him, and I wanted him to have a happy ending. And so here's the crazy thing, okay?
Yeah.
It says when he asked Blue for help, and he said he wanted to be a cricket. Well, he didn't say it. She like read his heart and read his mind, kind of. And said, "Okay, I know what you want." But then she said, "You can be." So basically, he is alive long enough to take care of Geppetto. Once Geppetto dies, Archie dies.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it says Nathan says her father was Zorro.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mixed up the names.
Hey, I can imagine Antonio Banderas. If they ever did a once thing, I can Antonio Banderas to be older like Zorro.
I think they failed by not putting Dracula in the show, personally.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dracula.
With season 6, when it came on, we saw a lot in the Land of Untold Stories. We had Jekyll and Hyde. We had Count of Monte Cristo, which is one of my favorites, and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yes, but damn it, please, I would love to see Dracula as at once villain. I mean, have him if they ever continue the show, I can picture Dracula in the background, out in sun. Now this Dracula would be different. He would go out in sunlight. He has no bother at all, but at night he is more stronger. So basically, the night is not safe in Storybrooke. And what else? Now, what other literary characters will we have?
Well, I would have. So, what kind of? I'm reading some questions. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be a moderator and talk, and I get like lost in this. It said another question is: imagine more once spin-offs. So we were already talking about it a little bit. Someone said they wanted a Regina and Nathan said he wanted Regina and Zelina spinoff. Oh, and you missed. He did say he would love to reprise the role of Cyrus. So we got to get that going.
Yes,
I would love.
he needs to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it, man. Yeah.
You know, like, I loved how they did Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. I wish that it just correlated with Once Upon a Time. But I would love to have every realm have their own show. Like Once Upon a Time in Neverland. Like, that would have been amazing. More about Felix and
like
Peter
an origin story of
Kevin and the Lost Boys. It would have been so awesome. What was
but having Pan as the protagonist, but also an antagonist, I can see that. I mean, Robbie Kay could still do as Pan. Well, a little bit.
But what kind of spin-offs I would have wanted Once Upon a Time in Neverland.
Once Upon a Time spin-offs. Like I agree with what Nathan said. I want a Regina and Zelina spin-off, and I already got a title for it. Evil and Wicked. That's what the title is. Another spin-off, Rumpelstiltskin, Once Upon a Time, basically put. Oh no, Once Upon a Time presents Rumpelstiltskin. Now
I feel like he is the one character who got the most time in the whole show.
Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumple was in everything.
Remember Loki? I would love to have Rumpelstiltskin to have a Loki-like show. Where he's like...
Honestly, I think they did so much with him.
Yeah, Robert Carlyle.
That they didn't, like, talk about at all.
Yeah, like
imagine what other realms, you know, that picture, it was in my, let me see if I can find it for you and I'll show you the picture. But there's a picture that had all of the
doors.
Yes, the door picture. And I was like, where does this all lead? Once Upon a Time in Oz. Once Upon a Time in
Now, Once Upon a Time in Oz, I can picture Dorothy as the main protagonist and Zelina as the main antagonist for that show. I mean, meeting her friends, like the Cowardly Lion.
I'm looking for the photo because I actually have the photo of the doors because I put it into my intro video that I made. Oh, here it is. All right, so I'll pull it up in a second. But, yeah. I mean, what would they do with Rumple in his own show, though? Because he was in so many things.
I would think that it had something to do with either The Apprentice, or maybe like kidnapped by people. Like maybe Rumple messed up something. Maybe like reality.
I'm gonna take our cameras off for a minute and show the door picture. Okay. Okay, so that's the door picture that I have in the intro, and I would have loved to like go and see like which doors they had, like other pictures with more of them. Where do they all lead? That picture is the hat. That's the Mad Hatter's hat, which I would love to have done more with him and his daughter.
Yes,
now,
that's what I
was. There was a door with Thor's hammer. So I think that door leads to Asgard.
Well, Thor's hammer was in Rumple's shop, so who knows what happened to him.
Yeah, that's right. So I would say any door, I would... Now, I know they had the Land Without Color, but do you know what would be a best villain besides Dracula? Dorian Gray.
Yeah, that would have been fun too.
I mean,
like
he's in
another movie, Frankenstein. Of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He's in there.
Oh yes. Oh, and the Invisible Man. That's a good villain.
In there, not Lucy. Though she has red hair, so I always thought it was like a combination of the two.
Now, Dracula's origin he has the same origin as Vlad the Impaler, but he wants to become immortal. So Rumple gives him an elixir that gives him immortality, but it came with a price. So basically put, he drinks the potion, he starts becoming more sensitive to sunlight. He said at night he becomes stronger and he likes it, But the problem is his weakness is sunlight, so he gets pissed off at Rumple with it. And I think Rumple wanted to control him or something. So then Rumple decides, but he didn't want to be controlled, so Rumple kills his love. And that causes Dracula to become who he is.
Oh, huh, interesting.
So he can control him, but here's the twist of it. Rumpelstiltskin, he gathers the... Remember Jonathan, remember Van Helsing?
Yes.
Think about it. What if Rumpelstiltskin was actually Van Helsing, hunting Dracula because he made a mistake?
Oh, you're saying Rumple created him.
Rumple created him to maybe help him or control him, but when he killed Dracula's wife, that's the last straw of what he did. He would threaten kill Bay if he ever finds him, and that's when Rumple goes like, "You better not threaten him." Yeah, and that's when he decides, like, he was hunting Dracula for years. So but when the 1800s arrived, he started gathering people like Mina, Jonathan, Seward, Quincy, and Arthur. Yeah, so they didn't know he was actually. They only see him as a professor, but when Dracula tells them the truth of who Rumple really is, they were all distraught at first. But when Rumple explains to him why he hunts him, that is when they start to forgive him, and that everyone makes mistakes. And so, and here's the thing: instead of killing Dracula, Rumple casts a spell on his coffin. But it had to take time, so the people had to battle Dracula while he's making the spell. And guess who made the ultimate sacrifice? Quincy. Quincy Morris made the sacrifice. Kills. Yeah.
Let's get back to Once Upon a Time. We'll have our own podcast about books, and we can talk about Dracula. So I have another.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So Bree, welcome in. I had some other questions from other people since we put this together. And
Wait,
one of the...
Who did you welcome?
Bree.
Breen?
She didn't comment.
She's there?
Yes, she didn't comment. I have my phone out so I can see who's coming in, because on the streaming site you can't see who's coming in. So
anyway, so
this is for everybody. So everybody said favorite season, favorite characters, favorite storylines. So, and Krista, I keep muting you because there's some kind of background noise. I don't know what it's from. So I keep
it might be my TV.
I keep muting you and then asking you a question and unmuting you. Okay, Jeffrey says season 3 was his favorite. Season 1 was my favorite.
Oh God, I don't know what my favorite is. I like basically all of them. But
I don't have a favorite season.
No.
Season 1 and I think 4. Is 4 the one with Elsa?
Yes.
Okay, that one was my favorite too. I mean, I liked when they put Frozen and add Frozen into the once world.
See,
so
up until season 7, that was my least. 4 was my least favorite. I actually stopped watching then. I also was doing some graduate school classes, but I had to catch up later. But yeah, 4 was and Jeffrey says season 3 is where he started with. So what's your least favorite season? You all know mine's 7.
I don't have a least favorite. I mean, it's hard for me to not pick because I don't have a least favorite season. I mean,
yeah, Jeffrey says 7. I say 7. 7s, raise your hand.
Jeff, I don't have a favorite. Go ahead.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
You guys are not gonna believe what my season's my least favorite. You actually might be a little shocked, but then probably figure it out of why. Season 5.
Season 5 is the underworld, right?
Yep.
And Dark Swan.
Yeah. The way they did that entire season just was all messed up. I didn't like it.
You gotta go in a little more depth. I want to know more. Parker wants to know more.
Well, between Hades killing off Robin
like you said earlier.
and the whole...
Oh, now Robin's dead. That melts me, man.
Yeah, Dark Swan was kind of
agree with you.
Because she didn't like.
Kind of like.
I wanted her to be like super dark, and she really wasn't.
She was.
She wasn't. That was no like corny.
So
she was not dark, and
no, she kept control of her own self. But she acted dark towards everyone else.
She was dark, and she oh, I can control. It's kind of like when someone makes an OC and they make them the most powerful ever, and they can do everything. And she was just like, look dark, but she can do whatever she wanted. And I was like, that's so stupid. And when they went into the underworld, I feel like because of roleplay, we already went to the underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in RRP, we don't make it like Willowbrook. The underworld's like a dark, creepy place where there's torture, souls, and probably maybe and Natasha, if you're listening to me, sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
And Natasha, if you're listening to this, maybe have Isabel's like cute little furry little Cerberus. You know, remember that picture?
Awesome.
Remember that little picture of Cerberus? When I saw that, I go like, "Aw, it's cute. It's freaking scary at the same time."
So I didn't really like the underworld that much, but one of the things that so Hades is very comical, it's a modern thing that Hades is evil, so you either have to make him evil or not at all. And he was just not like super evil, and he wasn't, like all the gods are equally as mischievous and evil. None of them are like super good or super bad, but it's a modern thing that Hades is evil. And I just and they didn't even have Persephone in it either, so that was weird.
In the Greek myth, to be the truth to you, Hades is the only god that did not cheat on his wife.
No, that's not true. He cheated on her. He's cheated on her. He has a couple of kids.
Really?
With somebody. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he did. I mean, but
people say that. People only say that because this new modern but he was just weird. It wasn't like a good Hades at all. Like he should have been evil.
Yeah, I mean, if you want
or good,
people wanted
not.
Yeah, and the reason why, and they didn't get a backstory of why Hades is was in Once Upon a Time, because we all know why he's evil. Because
he wasn't really evil.
Well, no, he wasn't. I mean, the Greek myths, they had to pick straws to which freaking,
he's not evil in Greek mythology.
Yeah, I know.
But in modern stories and stuff, he's evil. But they didn't pick a path with him. He was just, I don't know. I just didn't really. So those are our least favorites and our favorite seasons. What are your favorite characters and least favorite characters? I know some people there's a lot of people who love certain characters, and some people you'd be surprised by somebody's least favorite character. So Will, who are your favorites and who are your least favorites?
My favorites are Emma, Rumple, Belle, Snow, Charmy, Hook.
Do you have any least favorites?
Well, my least favorites were these are villains. My least favorite villains would be which our characters are Hades, Mother Gothel, and and Pan. I hated that creepy freaking murdering kid. Well, he's not really a kid, but
he wasn't a kid. Krista, who are your favorites and your least favorites?
Can I just start off with my least favorite, honestly?
Yeah.
I hate Emma Swan.
Me too.
I hate her.
Oh, I can't stand that character to save my life.
She played the victim too much in the show. I can't stand her. Like, no.
I liked her in season 1. And then after that, I
went downhill.
Oh, I forgot. Regina I like. And Zelina I like. Sorry. I messed up. I messed up.
So look, Anya says Hades and Emma are her least favorites. For me, it was Emma and Regina were my least favorites. Okay.
Well, you know why I like Regina.
Jeffrey says Belle seemed annoying to him. He loved Pan and Hook. And Anya says he had a few favorites: Rumple, Belle, Snow, and Hook, Archie, and Pan. Her least favorites were Hades and Emma. So yeah, my least favorites were Emma and Regina. Emma, I loved her season 1, but then she just lost all her gumption, all of her like who she was, and it was like you don't lose who you are just because you find a guy. You don't lose like, and then she just being somebody who, yeah, exactly what Anya says. She turned into a woe is me, and so what I didn't like is that she blamed Snow and Charming for everything. And it's like, okay, Regina was going to kill you. They saved your life. It's not like, it's not like you were it's not like your parents didn't love you. They loved you and they saved your life.
Right.
And you should be grateful instead of like hurtful to them. And I didn't like Regina. I love Evil Queen was awesome, okay? But you can't turn from a mass murderer to the good queen. I didn't buy that at all. In the end of season 7, it's just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, they put all the realms together, and I was like, would you just like look at a roleplay group and say, this is what it's gonna be? And like, oh, look what these roleplay groups do. I'm going to do that too. And it was just over and done with so quickly. But her being the good queen, like, come on, how many times have you killed Graham? Like, nobody ever talks about Graham. She straight up murdered Graham, and nobody cares.
Right.
I care.
Oh yeah, Graham. I kind of liked him. They should have kept him more.
I like my favorite. I liked Belle in the very beginning.
Yes, I love Belle.
I started role playing Snow White because Belle was taken, and I really fell in love with the character of Snow. There's some things that happened in the show that to me didn't go with her character. But then they throw in the author and have the author saying the author wrote all of her wrote everything that happened to them. So was any of that their fault? No. I really liked Archie too, and I wanted more with Archie.
Oh, I have another least favorite character. That's Isaac. He was a punk.
Anya says yes, her parents abandoned her. That blaming bit got old quick. I liked Regina when she was the evil queen, but the whole nice Regina was okay. Yeah, it's exactly what I felt like. And Belle was good, but annoying. And the Belle and Rumple story was just weird on many levels. And part of it was he just lied to her so many times. And I think if he would have just said, hey, this is me, and let her in on everything he was doing, their relationship would have been better.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Rumple and Belle's relationships have had like a lot of ups and downs. But to me, hold on.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I liked Belle in the very beginning, but it was the whole like you thought that Rumble was going to change, but you should just accepted him as how he was because he never really changed. Like he was still everything he was doing was. I mean, everything he's doing had a good like reason, but it was like any means necessary to get what he wanted. Now, another person commented on my post from earlier. They said they didn't like how Belle was poorly mistreated by every character and deserved so much more. So I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of that because we started talking about Belle. We just started talking about Belle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she was mistreated? And who do you think she was mistreated by? I didn't get a chance to talk to them. I tried to tag them in here. Let me see if I can tag her in here. Okay, I tagged her, so maybe she can come on. She made the comment on my post, and I thought she can like go into more depth as to what she meant by that comment. But what do you think? Do you think that she was?
I think she was mostly mistreated by Rumple, if anything.
Yeah.
I think. I think her dad mistreated her too.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
They put her in the little when they put her in the cart and they had her tied up like they were going to take her memories away. And
yeah.
And how Smee kidnapped her to. I guess part of it. So like a lot of people were mad at Rumple throughout the whole show, and I could see having somebody be like, your partner be responsible for all this stuff. And though she made a good point, it was in season 6 or 5 with when Emma was the dark one, and they're all trying to save Emma, and Belle was like, Rumple's been the dark one, and you're all like, save Emma, but no one ever cared about Rumple and that he was the dark one. But you're all like, save Emma, but you didn't care. And it was right. Like they didn't care that he was the dark one. They didn't care that he took all that, because he held it for a long time, and they were all more concerned with saving Emma.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeffrey says we're gonna make him watch the show again, and Anya says it seemed a lot that got involved with relationships got sappy and felt like they lost themselves. Belle got mistreated by Rumple a lot. He took advantage of her kindness, and her dad was an ass. And Regina locking her away for all that time. Yeah, there's so many things that Regina did kind of got like pushed to the side. Like she locked Belle up all that time. She killed Graham, and it was just like, and I don't know if they ever figured out that she killed Graham. Did they ever figure out that she was the one that killed him?
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody did.
See, I thought, or I had to go back and watch to make sure that this actually didn't happen. But when Regina and Emma are fighting, right when Henry is sick from eating the apple, and she's holding the book, and he says, "Oh, it's all true." And I thought that Emma said, "You killed Graham," but she didn't. See, that's what I thought, Anya. I thought that Emma knew, but I had to like go back and check that one and see that I thought she said it right when Henry was sick, like, "Oh, you killed Graham," but she didn't say it. She what she said was, "Oh, all of that time Henry was right," but I really thought that Emma was the one that knew. But I'd have to go back and check again that scene to see if she actually, Hey, Thomas, how are you? So I haven't roleplayed with Thomas in a long time, but he used to play Prince Philip or Prince Thomas. I don't remember which one. It was a long time ago. But if anyone is watching and still wants to, we still have Once Upon a Time roleplay groups. They are, they have a lot of crossovers though. We have Freedom, which, and we have Imaginative. And Imaginative is a crossover with a lot of different things, and so is Freedom. I don't think anyone I have tried to join many different Once Upon a Time groups over the past year to see if anybody still roleplays once. Oh, Aaron, you gotta watch the show, dude.
Aaron, watch the show. It's good.
You have to see if anyone still roleplays Once Upon a Time and is looking for a home. So yeah, I was really trying to get people out of these groups that don't roleplay anymore, and the admins aren't even active, so they can't even let me in. And I was going to share the group there, but so if anyone's still is looking for a roleplay group, we've got roleplay groups, and we know people who roleplay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Aaron. I wish the podcasts are going to be show related, so we'll have we're gonna put up a poll in the group later with the link that I put in the chat of different things we want to talk about, different shows. So I know somebody wants to do Supernatural. I know we want to talk about books and indie books. So yeah. So I got Josh plays Archie in Freedom, and he does such an amazing job as Archie. He's one of my favorite characters. And right now, Archie's dating Morelli. Hey, Stacy is here finally. Hi, Stacy. So I still have more questions that people ask, but Stacy wanted to talk about a project that she's doing with Once Upon a Time. And I told her that she should just come in. So yeah, so on the link that I sent you in PM, you just click on that, and then I can add you in, and you can tell us about it. And if anybody has questions about it, yeah, we're live. You can jump in. Hi, Natasha. Welcome in. So yeah,
Natasha, what's up?
We still have tons of stuff to talk about, so you can come in at any time. So in your PM, I sent you a link. And you just click on that. And wait, that's Krista. That's Krista. And then
sorry.
I'm just gonna try to see if you guys keep talking. I'm gonna try to see if I can get Stacy in.
So
maybe I didn't. I had to send you a link. I didn't send you the link. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna invite you in now. I thought I did already.
So Krista,
okay, so there is a link.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite characters and least favorite characters in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland?
Favorite and least favorite in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland?
Yes.
I hated Jafar.
Oh, me too.
Well,
that guy was. And
but we all know who my favorite is, which is Alice.
I hated Anastasia in the beginning.
Oh, she was complicated as heck.
Yeah.
But then she redeemed herself. I like that very well. And I hate Jafar. I hate the Jabberwocky. Oh my god, that chick was creepy.
Yeah, she was. She was. And it was definitely a weird take. It was a weird take on that character from the poem, the Jabberwocky.
Yeah. And then there's there's my favorite characters. I like Cyrus, Alice, Anastasia, Will, And I like the rabbit. I love that John Lithgow played the voice of the rabbit.
Oh, did he?
In that one. Oh, yes. He did a perfect job on that.
All right, hold on. Stacey, I sent you a link in PM. So you just click on that, and then you can like jump in, and I'll add you to this. So when I see you jump in, I'll add you onto live. So you got to check your messenger for the link to join. And if you're just with us, we are talking about Once Upon a Time. We decided to do some podcasts, and some of them are going to be about shows. Some of them are going to be about books. We might do something about a book we all read and talk about it all together. Or I would like to get some indie writers all together and do something about the books that we all wrote and talk about those. I want to do some writer interviews, a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll be doing stuff like this every other Saturday night. So next week we're going to do our AI Wrestling League, which is Creed Elite Wrestling. And then the week after that, we're going to do something else. So Stacey said she'll be on in about 5 minutes. So I have another topic to ask you all about. And this goes to kind of like to role-playing. It says, what scenarios, Will, you'll love this topic. So what if scenarios or alternative paths? And that goes to like, like role-playing in general, like, if you could create any story with these characters, and that's kind of like what the group freedom, like I was like, you have freedom to create whatever you want. Obviously in role play, as long as it doesn't like come over what somebody else is doing. But like what if you had the ability to control, like, what kind of like alternative story would you create? And like we've already created some OCs. We talked about some OCs, but what would you create? Something else?
Altered scenario.
Mm-hmm. Alternative scenarios.
Oh God. Well, there was a what if that we've done in RP once. What if William was the Dark One? But reality is fixed, so don't worry. William is back by someone altering the timeline, so everything's okay. But there are alternate what ifs that I wanted to do in canon for Once Upon a Time. Like I saw a picture. This is long ago. I saw a picture of Hook and Milena as vampire hunters.
Hook and who?
Mila. Rumple's ex-wife.
Yeah.
I can't remember her. I can't even pronounce her name right. I also had another what if. What if Rumpelstiltskin stayed as the savior? Because we all know in season 6 he was supposed to be the savior, but his mother changed his fate. So the reality is freaking. But I think Rumple, if he was the savior, he would still gain like immortality, maybe through magic, like ageless magic, and maybe steal that bell or whatever. Like save her life or something. That'd be freaking cool. Save her life from a troll. That'd be freaking cool.
Jeffrey says he'd create where Rumple didn't let Faye go, and
go with him.
Yeah, one of the what ifs that I did with Will and I are doing right now is that Belle and Rumple go together to search for Bay and Moraine, because we had his friend go with him when Rumple wouldn't go with him, that she went with him, so that he's not alone in this storyline. But so we have Belle. We got to the point. We're in the point right now where she had Gideon, because we have Gideon older, but we have them hopping around. Yes. Anya says maybe a reverse role where Snow was evil and Regina was nice all along, and Belle being the dark one. Oh, and Milan getting her happy ending. I didn't like how Milan ended. It was kind of sad, and I was
Yeah, I
trying
know.
to figure out,
I mean,
like, did she like Aurora or did she like Philip?
she did like Aurora,
right?
but I think when Aurora tells him that she's pregnant, that's when she didn't. So she joins Robin Hood's Merry Men, and then she was if I remember correctly, Mulan. I think she was helping Red or Dorothy or something.
Did Milan never meet Dorothy? I know Red and Dorothy like each other. That's one I wish they did more of. I did not like the character of Aurora because to me in the movie she is so much stronger and more independent, and they made her so weak. Whereas so many of the other characters, female characters, are strong. She was very weak. But
like I said, make it blue.
Wish they did more. I wish they did more Red and Dorothy.
Oh yeah. Dorothy and Red. I would love to see that. I would love to see a spinoff with Robin and Alice. Now I kind of like their parents.
What I would have liked to see is Red with Victor, Dr. Frankenstein.
And Dr. Frankenstein, yeah.
With Dorothy. Because I always put them together. I always thought they were, because they were both monsters, and they felt like they were both monsters.
Frankenstein wasn't really a monster. He was more of a creator, but
he felt like he was a monster. God. He felt like she was a monster. He was a monster, and Red really was a monster.
He was killing your own love interest while in wolf form. Yeah, that is something else.
And she thought that, I don't know. I just always thought, but I think it's because I don't remember who role played it. I know that Jackie played Victor, and I don't remember who played Red. It was either Nola.
Oh, I remember. Nola.
And sometimes you get so used to what somebody is role playing that you forget that the characters didn't actually do that in the show.
Then there's There's another one. Oh, there is another what if. What if? Oh God. What if it was the reverse? Like, what if David was first sent to the king, and became evil instead of James, who stayed as a sheep herder? Wouldn't that be like role reversal?
That sounds cool. I'm trying to I'm sharing with some people to see some people that I haven't talked to in a while about Once Upon a Time that they would jump on. So that's what I was doing. I'm sorry. I always I'm trying to think of some other hold on, mute mic. I love role playing the characters and adding my own twist. Yeah. And I think sometimes
that's what I did with Grace.
Yeah. And I think after some time you play the character for so long, you have to do something dramatic and change it completely. So I think because I have graduate school coming up, I dropped Snow in 2 groups, but I still have her in once. But I had her as a teenager. And I just sometimes you play a character so much that you want to do something completely different with them. And sometimes in role play, people get oh no, this happened. But the more we've done it, the more I'm I'm going to completely take this character and redo them and change them and start all over or something. And it's always fun to come up with your own stories and stuff. And I'm just checking. I'm sorry. Okay. So, there's another topic that someone suggested, and they said, they just said the powers of the Dark One. So, this is something that comes up in roleplay. What happens? Okay, and Anya says that's why she has the Cheshire Cat the way he is, because she can develop him more and do different things with him, and that's why I actually made Snow into a mutant, because in the cartoon, all the animals come and talk to her, and I thought maybe she can talk to animals, and just to add in, since we're doing Marvel N ones, that we can add that aspect in. So, especially in roleplay, we come up with the powers of the Dark One, and Will tell you when he started, he wanted Will to have magic.
Well,
you remember when Will had magic?
That was like a stupid thing I've done.
Yeah, I mean, Will is better without magic, but
no, yeah, I'm better without magic, but yeah. Yeah, but I came up with the idea of Will being the Dark One because I wanted him to be more like an Anakin figure. Is evil, but he's doing this to protect his family. But something went wrong. I didn't plot it out more.
Oh, so, yeah. It was basically, I remember, because what had happened was you said, this is what your character's going to do, and this is what your character's going to do, and then that always backfires, because
I had decided, I was.
But I'm glad that we switched it, because originally it was Selena with Will, and I'm glad that we switched it to Minnie, because I like Minnie and him better, and it pulls him in and makes him part of the family. And it's hard to see. Zelena killed Neil, so it's hard to come back. It's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, if my character OC was actually on the show and went to Storybrooke and basically tries to find Neil there.
It's not CEW this week. This is our off week. We're doing podcasts, and you won't like this podcast because it's about Once Upon a Time, and you don't like this show. Sean's going to come on in a little bit and talk about why he doesn't. Sean's going to actually come on in a little bit and talk about why he doesn't like the show.
If he bashes any of the characters I like, I will talk to him about something. Listen here, I like these characters.
Yeah, well, Sean's gonna come on. Sean's gonna come on and talk about why he doesn't like the show in a little bit. And we're gonna have Cece come on too and talk about her project. So if anyone has any projects or any once related thing, you can always talk about it and tell us what you think about it. Tell us what you're doing with it. I know a lot of people had there were a lot of role play groups when the show was on. Yeah. And I kind of am glad that it's not on anymore, because it's nice to be able to do what you want with the characters and not have to worry about what the show is doing. And I think that's kind of what happened in a lot of roleplay groups, is you had to try to fit in what the show was doing with what you were doing, and that was just very difficult. All right, so favorite episodes. What was your favorite episode? Did you have a favorite episode?
I can't.
You can't think of a favorite episode?
Oh. I have no favorite episode.
I did my favorite episode would be when they put Brave in season 5. Now
when they put what? Wait, who they put in season
Brave.
5?
Merida.
Oh, Brave. Okay. My favorite episode was still Skin Deep. I liked the Rumple and Bell storyline. I don't like where it went. I think they should have been, I think in that episode they were very honest with each other, and they should have been they should have been more honest. Natasha says she has no favorite episodes. I liked all arcs except season 7. Another season 7 hater. Sorry, Will. I did not like season 7. Jeffrey says when Emma and Hook went back in time. That was interesting, and I liked all the aspects. Anya says the first one was Snow and Charming's wedding. Merida, and I can't remember the name of the episode, but also the Frozen was. So I like Skin Deep, but I also like the season 1, the Archie episode, where you find out about his parents and what they did. That was interesting, and I really just liked season 1. I liked finding out what is BTTF. Oh, Back to the Future. Yeah, that was like the Back to the Future episode. So.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, I like that. I like that episode where Emma and Killian went back in time. And they pulled a Marty McFly.
One of the reasons I like the show so much is because through it I met all of you, and it really wasn't the show though. It was role play, but I still, without me joining like some fan groups, and I wouldn't have met everybody. So that's kind of why I like it. But season 1 just was I really like getting to know all the characters, and then it was like they're all gone. But I see if so Stacy has this let me see the name of it. I forget. I've read the script that she wrote for it.
Web series.
Yeah. It's Believe Heart Streamers, or Hearts of the Truest Believers.
Believe Heart Dreamers.
Believe Heart Streamers. Okay, well, Krista, you're involved in this too. I'm not sure how many people are involved in it. I was like, oh, let me see if I can get involved in it. But any character that I would be interested in was taken. So I have gotten scripts from Stacy that I've read over them. But she's going to be on to tell us more about her project. And I don't know of any other projects. There was one group that was doing like voiceovers, and I think Krista, you were in that group where they were recording voiceovers and putting them with the episodes. So what they were doing was you would record yourself saying the lines, and then you'd give them all to this one guy, and then he put them in the show, and you were like acting out the parts. But they would go with the you'd have to try to match them to the person speaking. That was one project someone was doing. There was always these like role play groups, but it was like line for line role play groups.
Oh gosh, I remember that.
I don't know if that's still
No, it's not, because it was me, Jackie, and Lord bless her soul, Pam.
I didn't like line for. Actually, I thought I wouldn't like line for line, and then I was in a group and they were doing line for line, and they needed a Snow and a Charming. So, so Stacy and I joined as Snow and Charming to help them into the Snow and Charming person were gone, and I found it like lots of fun. Yeah. This is what he does. I don't know what he's doing. That's Orion.
He's laughing.
You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Say hello.
Hello.
Go play. That's Orion, and he's still dancing behind me. Yeah, but I actually liked the line for line, but I didn't think I would, because I would do the line, but then I would write what was going through the character's mind, and I know you weren't supposed to do that, but I like line to line. I find if I got far, I got lost. I liked. I didn't think I would like it, but then again, I would put in the line that they spoke and then write what the character was doing, and apparently you weren't supposed to do that. So, but that's what I found that was fun. A lot of people are just become so busy lately that it's hard to like even find time to role play. But for me, role play helps me come up with if I'm stuck on something I'm writing, I might pick a character that's similar to the character in my book and work them out that way. Sometimes, if it gets too far, you get lost. Yeah, because you had to like match up the scripts and stuff. And to me, that wasn't role play. But if the group was all line by line, then it was cool. All right, so I'm not sure if Stacy is here yet. She's not coming on to the, but
she said she was almost home at one point.
Yeah, I thought she said she'd be on. I'm home, and I'll be on in a few minutes. Okay, so then we'll wait. Let me see if I have any other topics. Oh, okay. So we started with this. I didn't. What are the powers of the Dark One? Like, what can he all do? Anything?
The only way they can be killed is by their own dagger.
Yeah. Basically, he could do.
B46.
Oh, I can't be here. Like, he could do anything, but if someone has a dagger, they can control him. You don't know. Somebody put that up on the list of questions, like what powers does the Dark One have? And there is this photo that let me see if I can move over here and see if there's anything on here. If you could meet one character, who would you want to meet?
I would like to meet Jefferson and Grace.
Well, Grace is like one of your favorites.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, can you blame me?
Most of the stuff on here, this list of questions, like we already. Okay, yeah. So you can. So I think there's only 3 laws of magic, and that's one of them. On you that you can't raise the dead, you can't make someone fall in love, and what was the other one?
Raise from the dead, fall in love, and
I'm thinking Aladdin. And like what he said, and I'm trying to think of how Robin Williams did the whole like.
Yeah, me too.
You can't raise.
Literally.
Oh yeah, can't ask for more wishes.
Yeah. 3 laws. I'm gonna have to Google it. 3 laws of magic. All right, because that's probably the only thing that he is. That's probably the only thing.
Can't wait for more wishes.
No, that's not. It's from Aladdin because Jafar is the one that said it in the show. And they are can't kill anyone. You can't make the genie kill anyone. So you can't use magic to kill anyone, but that has been shown on the show. But I'm guessing it's like the genie says, you can't use my magic to kill someone. You can't make someone fall in love, and you can't bring someone back from the dead.
Potatoes, corn, hot dogs.
Okay, Stacey, there is a link in your chat, and you can just jump in.
Have you sent me a link yet?
No. I will. Let me click Sean in too. People have died on the show from magic. So I'm not sure if that's actually one of the ones. Can't wish for more wishes. Can't kill anyone. Can't bring someone back from the dead. Necromancy, not even once. Okay, Jeffrey, thanks for hanging out with us. I know you're tired. All right, I have links out to people so they can join us. So whoever comes in first is gonna be the one is gonna talk to us. So, Vicky, hi. I haven't talked to you in forever. Okay, Sean is gonna tell us what he does not like about the show.
I'm gonna go in the other room.
Okay, he can go in the other room. Thank you, Anya.
Thank you.
Let me see. Will is so. Sean joined roleplay group, but he didn't join. It kind of changed into a Marvel superhero / Once Upon a Time group when he joined, and yeah, he's going outside, I think, so it won't echo. So when he joined, it wasn't just Once Upon a Time, but he's here to give us a different view because he does not like Once Upon a Time.
I don't.
Is that all you're going to
Gee,
say?
Panda, I can tell you don't. You look so serious about it.
All right, set the phone up. Let's start there. Let's start with. All right, so the embodiment. People. I mean, I think dark when I think like evil, and he's black. I mean, I don't really.
I'm going to mute myself so you can come back in because you have a wind echo. So I will mute myself while you were talking because we can't really hear you very well outside.
How do you have a wind echo?
You're outside.
There ain't no wind blowing.
Okay, good try. I'll mute myself again. Go ahead. Tell us about the characters that you don't like.
Anyways, so he's like, I don't even know if I consider him evil because he's, when she was the dark one, I really didn't consider her very evil. And let's talk about Emma. I mean, it looks like she's like hungover all the time. I mean, really. Snow. All right, Snow White's supposed to be the most beautiful in the land, not the most cutest in the land. I mean, the actress they got, great actress, and it was a great part and a great character, but it's not Snow White. Not in my mind on how, Snow White's supposed to be. And the evil queen, how is the evil queen prettier than Snow White? Shouldn't be. Anyways, so those are like 3 of my flaws. Anybody have like a counter like to that?
You're just cracking me up. But I agree. I don't think Rumple was very dark. He was he wasn't like the dark one. He was like more like Loki-ish. Like he planted seeds and he was controlling things, but he wasn't evil. He didn't do things to be evil. Everything he did, he had a good reason behind it. So when you hear Dark One, it doesn't come up that way.
I kind of feel the same way about the evil queen. I mean, raising a kid, running a town, she was a bitch, but I wouldn't consider her evil.
Oh, she was. And that's my main problem. That was my main problem is in the beginning, she was like evil, like she killed a whole town of people looking for Snow White. Like she just straight up murdered a whole entire village. And it happened multiple times. And then all of a sudden she's a good queen. Yeah, so that change happened too quickly for me. You can't go from a mass murderer to a good person.
Yeah, not without some like get-me-not spells.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it a spell that made her Yeah, I was reading what Anya says, because you're welcome to your opinion. Rumple was better dark one than Emma. Well, Emma was a horrible dark one. Emma looked stoned or drunk, but I love Snow. But yes, she was plain compared to the Snow we all, yeah. I didn't like Regina. The evil queen was evil. Regina was like not. But I think when she was the evil queen, she was evil. But when she was Will, are you okay? Do you need to go take a break? I can just take you off and you can come back. It seemed like he was doing a breathing treatment, so I didn't want him to feel like I didn't want you to feel like you had to be on with us. You don't have
right.
You're doing a breathing treatment. You can like take a break and like come back with us, you know?
I'm still here.
Dying and wheezing. But
sorry.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you can take a break and do your breathing treatment and come back.
I'm all right. I mean,
he's alive. Okay.
I mean, I think they dress it differently with different names, and it'd been an okay show. Kind of like The Hobbit. Great fantasy show, great D&D romp, but it wasn't Lord of the Rings quality, J.R.R. Tolkien quality like that.
I hated that they split it into 3 movies. Even though...
Are you talking about The Hobbit, the movie?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right.
Yes. I've read the book. It was short and sweet. I mean, yes, it was good, but splitting it into 3 movies did not work for me.
But anyways, that's how I feel about Once Upon a Time.
What about how we roleplay them? Do you like how we roleplay them?
Well, I mean, we don't really.
We don't do it. We do our own thing. Yeah.
We've like went away from there and found our own niche. I think the niche that we found is a lot better than how to show.
I've always thought that the roleplay groups make better stories than the shows. Like when the show was on and we were role-playing, I liked the stories we came up with in the group more than the stories in the shows. Aya says, Lord of the Rings is great, the books are even better. The Hobbit movies could have been better than they were. Or a lot better.
I
But yeah, I feel like the word evil, and dark one, and they weren't as evil or as dark. And I know, like the writer said, like they had Snow do some evil things because they said not everyone is truly evil and not everyone is truly good. But like some of the stuff, like I don't know, like I consider myself a good person and I'm not going to steal someone's child. You know what I mean? And Snow White is supposed to be good and she stole someone's baby. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot about the least favorite things. That's the one I don't like.
But like, that's not. Well, there's people in the world that could do evil things, and they do good and evil things. And I'm like,
Actually, I don't consider that evil. I call it dumb.
Stealing a baby is evil, like straight up. But
to me, it's dumb.
It's just their whole like. People could be evil and people could be good, but not all evil and not all good. But like the average person is pretty good. The average person isn't going to steal a baby or kill a village full of people. You know what I mean? And she said evil Snow was weak. The whole stealing the baby was just wrong. Yeah, like I don't, and that goes back to the author controlling everything and writing everything.
The author episode with changing reality. Yeah.
Yeah, the Aaron. Yeah, I agree. Still a baby is sick. That's
right. It's wrong. It was stupid. It was sick, and it was evil. And Snow White is supposed to be good and she steals a baby. Like, it didn't make any sense. And I just can't. When you learn a character, when you learn a character, like you're reading a book, right? Or watching a show, and you learn a character, and then the writers have them do something completely out of character. I'm like, what the fuck? They would never do that. And that's kind of how I felt with a lot of stuff. Like, they would never do that.
Maybe because I'd already read Fables and was used to that representation of fairy tale in the real world. Maybe that's what ruined Once Upon a Time for me, because I think Fables handled the whole situation a lot better.
Yeah.
I love the Big Bad Wolf as the sheriff, though. I kind of do.
I think it was truer to the characters involved than what the show really was.
I mean, I think that Big B wasn't in the show. We pulled Big B in.
I know.
The role play.
I'm talking about Fables. So when I saw him in A Wolf Among Us, I kind of fell in love with the guy.
Yeah.
I really did.
But okay, so I don't know if Stacey is coming in.
Yeah, I know.
Stacey, where you have pretty much talked about everything we were going to talk about, and I was going to wrap it up. Yeah, and Brothers Grimm, like how they made the evil queen dance on the metal shoes.
Yeah.
Right, that's pretty evil. There was another show. There's another show. It was a mini series, and it was called The 10th Kingdom. Has anyone ever seen that?
Oh, I loved that when I was a kid.
And that, to me, had some more. Some of the stories were a little better. It seemed like somebody watched it and said, "Ooh, let's do this as a TV show." But
now that was Once Upon a Time before Once Upon a Time came around. So
yeah, they made the evil queen dance on the metal shoes until she died. Now in the 10th Kingdom, they made her dance until her feet were red and blistery, and then she dragged herself into the woods.
Wow.
And so I mean, like, it depends on what they were like following when they made Once Upon a Time, but they set up Snow to be so good, and then they made her do this like stupid evil thing, and Regina was supposed to be so evil, and then like she's raising Henry, and it didn't correlate to like where you set the characters up. So
Fables is a set of graphic novels, Anya. I think you'd really enjoy them if you check them out.
Oh yeah, they I haven't read any yet. I have them on this website, but I haven't read any of them. So I'm gonna like wrap things up unless Stacey wants to come in. But so one of the things, hey Mark, we're actually not doing CEW tonight. It's our podcast night. We're running CEW every other week. Okay, so one of the things, there's a few things we wanted to do back when we started thinking about making a channel and a page. We wanted to have a place where we could talk about shows that we like, comics, books, wanted to play some video games, and different things like that. So every 2 weeks we'll do some sort of a podcast. We might talk about books. We might talk about a TV show. I'm going to look for another night to do some video game playing, and then every other night. Oh, no, Anya, it was awesome having you, like, yeah, that was awesome. But I'm going to put a poll up on the group, and I'm going to post this group again in the chat, where we can talk about, we can put like different ideas that we want podcasts, and if we're just, and what do you want us to talk about? We might have different people in different weeks. So let's say somebody is an expert on I know Sean and I were talking about doing Supernatural. I don't really know much about Supernatural.
I'm not that far. I'm on either season 12 or 13.
That's far enough, I think. I'm on like 1, Or there's different TV shows you want to watch, or let's pick a TV show and I'll watch it and talk about the last episodes or something like that.
My choice would be Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra.
Well, we're gonna put the poll up on that group. Oh, here comes Stacy. Let me see if I'm gonna add her to the stream. So and then I'll close up again. All right. Anybody want? I'm gonna remove a few of us so we can talk to Stacy. Anybody want to go?
Yep.
Hello.
Right.
I am so sorry that I'm late.
Hey, Stacy.
I want to go see.
Stacy.
Hey.
Hey, I want to go see with my brothers, Sungly and the 10 Rings. So
we've been talking about Once Upon a Time, and we've talked about everything like under the sun. But you have a project that you're working on with Once Upon a Time, and we thought it would be cool if you talked about it and shared a little about it. We actually pulled up your Instagram page. And
hold on, just 1 minute. Hold on, just one moment.
And what I've got is titled "Believe Hard Streamers." And there's a quote from her page. It says, "Remember, a dream starts with an adventure. Believe in your heart and you will find your happy ever after forever." And the title of it is OUAT New Chapter. And she has a YouTube channel. And I'm not sure how to share the YouTube channel. But they don't have their content up there yet because they're still writing the scripts. Right, I could talk about Doctor Who for hours, Aaron. So that's kind of stuff that we're going to be doing. And of course, I'm going to make like videos and stuff for each one like I did for once. And I think when I end tonight, I'll end with that video again.
Anya, if you are listening, if we do a Doctor Who thing on the podcast, we would love to have you here.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you're
Josh,
a Doctor Who expert.
I'm so far behind on Doctor Who. It's not funny.
Me too. I am. I have. I haven't seen since 12.
All the new seasons are on Max.
I know. I just haven't had a chance to watch.
The old seasons are in Tubi.
I found all of them on HBO Max, so I just haven't had the chance to sit down and watch 13.
Yeah, but on Tubi, I'm talking about the very old ones.
Okay, so here comes Stacy. Okay, Stacy. So what we did is we went. I read the quote from your Instagram. Hold on. So this is the group. I'm gonna put it in the chat. That's the Instagram page for the group, and there's a link to the YouTube and everything on there. I would just be in the chat. You don't have to be in the camera, Will. Aaron, you don't have to be in the camera. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your project? And I know that Krista. We talked about it a little bit earlier because Krista is part of it.
Okay. Well, it's taking place after the series ended, and it's 5 months after Regina became queen, or you could say the first ruler of the United of the Rams. And
Hey, Stacy.
Hey.
Yeah.
And what we see them left over is everybody trying to get their normal, like a normal morning, etc. Like my character Charming, we know all what happened at the end of the 6th season, where Charming waits the snow after where she go to work, and now he's a farmer and a stay-at-home dad. So we left off on that part where everybody just trying to get used of everything, and the first 5 episodes you'll see them getting everything together, trying to normal, because we all know Once Upon a Time they always in trouble, and this will be the first time they have come together as one. So, and I will be playing Charming, of course. Rachel is doing Snow White. Krista, you see on here, she will be playing Elsa. Right, Krista? Is that right?
I have
Yeah.
seen.
Yes.
I know you sent me some scripts. I've seen like the titles of the episodes.
hmm
So
It's gonna be good because this started as a idea I had. I was like, I just want to do something, and then I started role playing with you and the other people that I got to know. I said I just want to do a fan like a tribute to the cast, to Adam and Eggy, everyone, And I just start asking people, "You want to do your favorite character?" I even asked my friend last week, who I've been knowing since high school. She's seen some of it. And I asked her, "Can she be Tatiana?"
I know
And she
there's no
said, "Yeah."
characters left that I would like want to do.
My friend Courtney's doing Tatiana. I know her since junior high, and we're working for something for Charmy and Tatiana to work. But we got a good group of cast. We have two people who are from another country, like Lucy is from the UK. We got another one from I think Gabby. Her name is Gabrielle, but we call her. I told Count call her Gabby. I think she's from the Netherlands. I got to ask her again.
Well, that's cool.
She's doing Maleficent and Gothel, and then we have another Angela, who lives in the Netherlands, is doing Belle. And we just got Rumple, and the rest of us just live in the United States. So we was gonna start. We don't know what we're gonna do yet, but
Yeah.
with COVID and everything, we still deciding like what we're gonna do and stuff. But yeah, so that's all what it's gonna take. Like I just started cosplaying as Charming last year.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of your stuff.
Yeah, I just started cosplaying him last year. Because I started cosplaying in 2008. And I'm
Wow.
just now learning. I'm just now doing the cosplay. Too nervous to tag Jaws into it so he could see it, but he probably saw some of it. Some people that I'm in the group testing it, but this project is gonna be like I'm learning stuff what to do, and I'm learning how to write the stuff.
It
We've
took
been
a
talking.
while. Like when we started role playing, my first role play group, we had no idea what we were doing.
So that one
And
time, then we thought when they did 6th season, and we thought somebody was in the group, and they
yeah,
started.
we thought somebody was in our role play group because all of our ideas were showing up on the show. So we thought that somebody was like a reader, like sneaking into our group, and
Or raiders.
we thought somebody was sneaking in and taking our role play ideas. And I was like, but and actually somebody said on Twitter that they do jump into role play groups to get ideas, and I was like, no, those are our stories.
Yeah,
But
it's just.
it's appreciated.
I can't hear you, Will.
It's appreciated.
Yeah, I know, but it was weird.
It's
to think
appreciated.
to think that somebody was in the group watching your stuff. So,
But yeah, we also gonna do a side story. It's kind of like we're gonna do a side story. It's kind of like Meet the Descendants in a way, Disney Descendants, but the kids need credit in this. The like Neil, we get to see Neil in the season finale. We saw Robin, but she was already grown up. Lucy, I said. So one day I was just in my room thinking about. I said these kids need credit. Like they need to be grown up. Yeah, we got Hope, but we doing Hope. It's Hope, Neil, Ron Tassa, Ron, who on Facebook. He's doing Neil. He sent me a great bio. I was like, dude.
What's Alice's kid? Not Al. Cinderella's kid's name.
Alexandra. We just discussed as a group that we want to add her.
That'd be really cool.
We still find somebody for her. We got Hope. We got Ron S. Neil. We got Hope. Another girl that her name is Ava, I think. She's doing Lucy. So yeah, and it's going to be good. Like I like yesterday I want to go get 2 notebooks so I can rewrite it when my mom was out.
When I first started writing, like when I because it wasn't really once upon a time. It was role playing with everybody that I got like all excited about writing. And so I used to write everything in a notebook, and then I'd have to come home and type it all out. And I was like, this is taking forever. I just need to type it all out.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just writing everything out, like, cause it's real. Because you got Josh Dallas doing Manifest. If y'all don't know, Jennifer Goodwin's about to do a show called Provident. It was supposed to come out. Well, we thought it was, me and some other friends thought it was supposed to come out this month, but we found out it's coming out next year. Jen's doing her directing thing. Lana's was on Why Women Kill season 2, but these characters and this cast need a credit. Like,
what happened to you? I can't hear you. Okay.
I can't hear you either.
Okay. They need like a credit, like a real credit for.
So did you know? You know some of the minor characters. So I used to put on Twitter, like we did. I believe Hannah Ripley was playing a character, and I wrote on. I used to have a Twitter for the roleplay group, and I tweeted something, and I tagged 2 of the characters, and they were 2 minor characters, and they actually liked the tweet and retweeted it. And then we wrote, yay, we finally have all the dwarfs in our roleplay group, and now we can do some real adventures. And a couple of the dwarfs liked it, so that was cool. Yes, I have a Twitter. It's just called Author Nancy Ann. But yeah, it sounds really cool. We can't wait to see more of it.
Is it going to be on YouTube?
Yes, it will be on YouTube. This is the point we're trying to get to. Like, we're trying to get some people together right now. So,
right, it's hard to get people together now.
And we're trying to get some people together right now, and it's just like we're just trying to get some people who like the show and stuff, and get them together and all of that. Because, like I said, they need credit. Like, they need credit. Some of these people some of these actors who work their hardest on these characters need credit. So
yeah,
but
I know.
Yeah, that's what we are like doing to get
There
all
you go,
of
Mark.
these people.
I don't know what happened.
Credit, and then like
a
tribute and stuff like that. So
that sounds good. I
but
really
it's coming along and all of that. So
I really like the minor characters in the show. They're some of my favorites, like Archie. And I know that like the minor characters didn't get as much, fan base, I guess. But some of them were just like really cool, and they really had their character like down pat, like Geppetto. All right, guys. So we're gonna end here. So remember, I'm gonna put up in the group like anything that like, hey, we're gonna do a podcast every 2 weeks. What do you want us to talk about? What shows? What books? I'm gonna work on getting together one for indie writers. I'm gonna get together one for book review. Maybe we can like have a couple of books, and we can all talk about books one day, or comics, or whatever. But thank you guys for coming out and making our first podcast a success.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna end with our video of the Once Upon a Time, and maybe we can rate somebody if anybody's up to rating somebody. Here is the video that we made for once. And thank you guys again for making our first podcast a success.
We'll see you on CW.